I had a fun ride from the apartments.
I'm glad, buddy.
Hey, Jerry, let him talk, please.
Thank you, Your Honor, parole board members, people of the court. On August 22nd, 2022, Mel Rickenbacker and geriatrics were sentenced to life imprisonment with the possibility of parole. Mel's situation, if I'm not mistaken, was after 50 years, and Jerry's was after 30. The people do recognize that it has been 233 years since this court issued that sentence. And although the people will be requesting this court to enforce its option to decline the parole of both of these individuals, I do realize that's a tall order. However, I would like to paraphrase words that have been said by boards and judges or justices making decisions similar to, if not identical to, those we request that you make tonight. Mel Rickenbacker nor geriatrics' victims will ever get parole from them. I want to let that sink in. Wesley Arnold will never get parole from his attackers. He will never leave his watch in Radin Canyon. His colleagues in the SDSO, the San Andreas State Park Rangers, and every other officer that he had the privilege of interacting with will never hear another story about the Bible camp. They'll never hear him utter the phrase, praise be, whether it be in moments that we really needed it, or after small victories as a celebration. The defendants, Rickenbacker and Atrix, they asked the court today for parole from the yard of Bolingbrook State Penitentiary, a yard with a garden, an open sky, a BMX skate park, DOC lifers, yard time, a stage for plays and performances, and the routine, let's say, thrice weekly riots that occur. While Wesley Arnold will never receive parole from having left this world, and those he affected's hearts and minds will never receive parole from their feelings of loss and heartache. There has been, and we doubt that there will be in any statements made tonight, any statement of remorse from Mr. Atrix or Mr. Rickenbacker. Just prior to this proceeding beginning, Mr. Rickenbacker exclaimed, "I did that shit."
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There's been no rehabilitation of these individuals whatsoever. In fact, during my last recourse with Mr. Atrix, he indicated to me that the things he had learned since he was confined within Bolingbrook was how to shank individuals, where to hide things from the Department of Corrections, how to obtain phones, and how to start riots. A member of DOC who I was speaking with shortly before coming up here indicated to me that Atrix told him or either earlier this evening or earlier this week, you'll have to clarify, that should Mr. Atrix be released, that that DOC member would be murdered. Simply speaking, Your Honor, members of this parole board, there has been no rehabilitation or reformation of these two gentlemen. Further, we would point out to this court and to this parole board that Mr. Rickenbacker has already had his second bite at the apple. Almost 1 year to the date prior to this conviction, he was convicted for another homicide that he was facing the death penalty for.
Oh, yeah.
2 bodies?
This state has already made the mistake of giving him parole. And it led to the death of my friend and this state's ranger, Wesley Arnold.
Me?
Accordingly, the state is going to be requesting that the parole for these two individuals be denied wholesale. In the alternative, and only in the alternative, we request the strictest of parole conditions that this court could impose. Hefty financial penalties for violations, required ankle monitors and or tracking activated by their phones or banks, required reporting with the Unified Police Department, a return to jail and the commencement of so much as the smallest of misdemeanor actions. I'm not going to list every possibility out, but we request that if this board decides to go against all common sense and better judgment and grant these individuals parole, to inflict every restriction upon their person that the Constitution of this state would allow you to. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, parole board. And praise be. At this time, I'd ask the court to allow a chance for victim impact statements from individuals who may be in the gallery who wish to make them.
Whoa, yeah, go cops. Yeah, whoa.
He told me in the car he was going to talk on my behalf. I think he lied.
Certainly sounds that way. But hang in there, Jerry. We'll have our turn
I didn't
eventually.
even see James.
So, clocked on for my shift today and immediately was hissed at by geriatrics.
Hello? I didn't call you up here. Who are you?
Oh.
Who the
And
fuck
Scott Bolderman. You
Get
see,
back there.
well, Bunny told me to come up here.
Did I tell you to come up here?
fuck is
No, no.
No!
Boo, DOC, you stink.
Who is that back there making comments?
James Randall.
The fake security guard.
Very real.
How do you guys want to handle that one? What do you guys? I'm thinking death penalty or outbursts. Yeah.
Death penalty for outbursts?
It's
Yeah,
not-
Can we? Hey. Can we bring back pyres?
God, if only.
Pliers.
Oh,
They're gonna use
pirates.
pliers.
It's nice that they found James.
Oh, pyres.
job.
That's where they set people on fire, Jerry.
He's doing a really good job. He's doing a lot better the last couple weeks, I think.
I would like to bring back Bernie's. Leave it up to.
They want to burn us. They want to burn people. They said.
I don't want to burn.
Who's that man
think it's
standing
too
up
late.
there, man?
Oh, I think I'm
Okay.
bleeding.
All right.
That is James
Okay.
Randall, and I don't know why they're allowing that.
I think he works- I think he works here.
The prosecution
Guy up
Bundy.
there.
Oh, he's
you
representing the
Have
mayor's
other officers
office.
Come up before members of the public who've been affected.
Oh,
Who's
Your
the
Honor,
mayor?
I'm not
Not
gonna
on the
pressure
panel.
anybody, but I would request that they
Wait, who's the
Lang Buddha.
Oh,
one of the
I'm-
people that you
Duel.
called.
Oh, I am never
DOC
getting
officer
out of
Silverman has
prison.
indicated
No.
Well, as far as
Mayor's
Mr.
Abdul.
Braun did, he called him as a witness. Do you want to
I will
recuse him as a
take
witness
the
so
time
we're
to
not?
ask
Not anymore,
anybody else to
sir.
approach
You've
me
been away
before
for a
I
long
make
time.
I doubt
oh.
on Wesley's
Lang
behalf.
has any time to give a
That,
shit about me, but if he
that
does,
works.
I'm fucked.
Okay, we'll
DOC
recuse him then.
Who came up
That
here
way
without
everything's good.
permission.
Let's wing it. Let's wing it.
You sure?
Yeah, let's wing it.